I'm 2 days into college and I'm 3 lectures behind. That's my shit right now, boy. I can't even lie to you, man. Welcome back to another episode of
That's right.
MKZ The Podcast, man. We back, bro. We back. This episode, shit. I think it's episode 19 now. Episode 19, we in the building. Got the same gang with me. Gang, how y'all boys feeling? Key, how you feeling, bro? Because your ass look a little defeated today. Talk to me.
Terrible.
Why are you feeling terrible? You want to let the people know? You want to keep it under a disclose?
Yeah, y'all might be. I'm all right. That's all right. Look up from woke up from low key nap.
You lying like shit.
I'm
Don't lie to the people.
No, I'm chilling.
Vibes. Key, fucking Smack. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Gotta gain them all.
What that
Feeling
is?
good.
What that
Got
is?
good.
What that is? 2K13 running in your background?
That's what I'm saying.
It's the very latest, man.
I
You see
can
my boy Luca going
lie.
crazy.
Yo, dumb
I'm on my
man.
court.
Hell nah. Frenchie,
Ah,
Frenchie back. How you feeling, boy?
Feeling
Yeah.
great.
oh my
Feel good to
God.
be here.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Florida
sir.
State. Florida State just won. We beat
Flex.
Boston
Oh
College, so you
my
feel me?
God. You had to ruin it. You had to ruin it like that.
Weird.
You see what I got on today? You had to ruin it like that, bro.
Yes, sir,
Why?
dog. Rep it, dog. Rep it
That's what
proud.
I'm saying. And
Rep it proud.
no way he just grabbed the hat. See, I knew he was gonna grab some dumb
He
ass
couldn't
shit.
even
I
he couldn't even
knew
put
it.
it on. He couldn't even put it on.
He's gonna put it on
Oh well.
his little
Yeah,
bogus
talking that
ass.
shit to the Sunday.
Hey, I'm gonna give him his props though because that fucking that damn
Man,
that damn
nasty
hoodie.
ass chalk. Get the fuck out of
Nah,
here. That
hold
shit.
on. I'm gonna give him his props though because that hoodie hard in the bitch. I'm gonna give it to you. That hoodie hard in the hoe.
That's a
Mental
cool
health matters, man. I ain't
That
gonna
shit
lie.
hard. That shit hard.
too.
What that is?
Drop what?
That's a logic number for that.
Yeah.
Is it actually?
It's the
Uh,
the 800 number. Yeah, 800
I don't want to be
727.
alive. I don't want to
Ah,
be alive. Look at that. That's
I just
how.
want it.
That's how. That's how Adam Silver was feeling with that All Star performance this weekend. I ain't gonna
what?
lie. Hey, boys. Hey, let's talk about it, bro. Because All Star weekend. I mean, let me start positive. It's 2024. Let's try to be a little bit more positive instead of soaking a lot of negative. But it had some bright moments. I feel like one of the brightest moments was that damn that new shootout they had with Steph and Sabrina Ionescu. That was a pretty cool sight, bro, and it really brought a good light to the WNBA and those women over there because hey, for those of y'all that don't know that be sleeping on WNBA, which I was doing for a very long time, and I'm sure other niggas was doing the same. Bro, they nice,
Facts.
bro, and it's actually like if you are a true basketball savant and you like enjoy watching the game for what it is, you probably will enjoy that more than the NBA and the entertainment. Because NBA, let's face it, it's a business now for sure. So is the WNBA, but it's very much entertainment based. Like we just seen the All Star game. These niggas scored 211 points. I've never seen a score line like that in my entire life.
I had tweeted that.
That shit
I was like,
crazy.
2011 is crazy.
211 is
Like what?
crazy. They score 50 every quarter, bro. That's
Like, where's
that's
the defense?
niggas can't even do that shit in my team. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Shit crazy.
Kiva make it happen.
Oh, Key might make it happen. That boy nice. Key might make it happen. So okay, let's start off with uh we mentioned Saturday, we mentioned Sunday already. Let's start off with Friday. Let's go in order. So was there anything that stood out for y'all boys on Friday? Friday we had the celebrity game. We had Team Shannon versus Team Steven. So we had a little celebrity game going on, and then we also had the Rising Stars. So shit, who want to open up? How y'all feel about any of those two games, if anything? I got a bit to say about the celebrity game, but if niggas want to talk about any of the games, let me know.
Man, that boy Casanat
I was
sold a
Man,
whole bunch of people, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
he sold hella
He,
people.
y'all really. I ain't gonna lie. That was a one I was not putting in. I ain't putting nothing in for All Star Weekend, bro.
You
I'm
really
not doing
can't
that.
because that's just too volatile, bro. You never know what the fuck gonna happen with
The
All Star
3 point
Weekend.
contest, I should have though. I should have
high
though.
key, yeah, 'cause I had Dame winning that jump. But the celebrity game on me was interesting seeing, you feel me, Michael Parsons, Puka Nakua, and CJ Stroud, them boys was hooping. I ain't gonna lie. And then There's a few other celebrities that I didn't really like know like that, but like there was one guy that was banging out some shit, and I was like, oh shit. I think he what tennis or golf or something like that. It's another sport, but I was like, damn, this nigga
Dang.
getting up there.
He was getting right.
And
Yeah.
Athlete to
it was
athlete.
They
it
were
was
getting.
entertaining, and I like. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like they was actually getting off. I mean, I heard them talking about it on First Take today when I was listening to what they was talking about. But they were saying low key the celebrity game, and of course this Stephen and Shannon talking, so of course they gonna be a little bit more biased. But they were saying damn near the celebrity game was more fucking competitive than the damn All Star game, bro. On
Yeah, for sure was.
the on the lowest of
Uh,
keys, because you have Micah. Shit, Micah looked like he was trying to get his 10 day. Nigga was trying to get right. Michael was trying to put on a performance on that hardwood, bro. So Micah, that nigga went for like what 30 something 20.
I think so.
37, yeah.
That nigga was
31 field
crazy.
goal attempts.
You said what, Key?
31 field goal attempts is crazy.
Hey, 31. Hey, he went out like
He
Kobe.
was
He went out
jacking.
like
He
he,
was.
he went out like Kobe in his
Man,
last game, chucking them bitches.
man, if I'm Micah, man, I'm doing the same thing. Because first of all, I'm in the NFL. I'm an athlete. Who gonna tell me give me the ball up? Well, I'm
Right,
taking all them shots.
right.
I ain't gonna lie, Michael big as hell. That
He
boy, he was.
big. Like who was
Well, our
stopping
head
him? That's the
bone.
thing.
Our head
Hooking
bone.
the cool, catching bodies. Like what? I'm like, oh my goodness.
Them boys was hooping, bro. Them boys was hooping. And the thing is, like, Stephen A's team was low key. It was decent. He had who Tristan Jazz. He had
CJ.
Meta World Peace old ass CJ Stroud out there. He had
Straka hoop.
Stroud could hoop, bro. We were just talking about him
Actually,
talking crazy about what he did to Jaime or whatever. I don't know,
Yeah,
bro. That
Jaime.
nigga was talking crazy about what he did to Jaime
watch your mouth, Sean. Watch your mouth.
back in high school.
We
Don't
needed
do
Whitmore.
that.
Whitmore.
Because he
Hell
would have done the
no.
same thing to Cam Whitmore in high school.
You
That's
crazy.
You'd have given 50.
shit. He probably
50,
would have.
yeah, 50
Exactly.
field goal attempts.
But CJ, yeah,
Hey,
I mean, CJ could hoop. They had wasn't Natasha Cloud on their team too? They had a couple.
mhm.
They had a WNBA
Yeah.
player. They had Natasha on her team. Natasha got right with me on a lot of parlays back this past WNBA season. Y'all niggas know
Man, she
What?
I
smoked
was throwing
me,
her. I
bro.
was
She
throwing
made
her in the
me.
picks, boy. I wasn't playing with them
Every
WNBA.
pick. Dog,
I
I
was
see dog,
telling
Natasha
you.
right there. I'm like, huh?
Nigga, her rebound and assist, boy. That bitch was
That joke
smacking
was
every game, boy.
smack.
Who
Oh
you
my
telling?
See,
god.
that's what I didn't bet on. I ain't bet on her RA, man.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
played. Her RA was smacking. I know her points was a little shaky. She was like, I don't know. Sometimes
Oh
you be
my
feeling me on
God.
the points, but her RA was a smack. They kept that bit like either at 8.5 or 9.5 all season, and I was like, yeah, let me just throw that on the ticket, throw that on the ticket, throw that on the ticket. This shit was
That boy had
smooth.
a green.
Like the green screen. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So
Must be nice.
they had a couple players. Hey, Key, how do you feel about? Let's go back to COD because that's what everybody's talking about right now. The whole COD and that thing. First off, I
That
thought
shit
Buddy
trippy.
was gonna go off. As soon as I saw the Ruby Rose video, I said, okay, he's at least hitting his minimum. He's at least
I
hit
actually
at
thought he was gonna
least.
go off.
His shit was at five and a
Like,
half. Ruby talking about some. How can you drop 30 from? I said,
Jump with the
okay.
8.5.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, I really think he about to do that. Like, you
Yeah.
saw, bro, y'all saw in the game. This man like, hey,
That clip
like
is
boy,
throwing him the
hilarious,
boy
bro.
ball,
getting looked
getting
off.
looked off. Like, hey, yo, go to the corner, go to the corner. Like, like what?
Yo,
Shit.
Come
you have to
on,
watch
man.
the paint. They need to stare at that thing and say, fuck it, it still played.
Right?
They should have had Duke play. It would have been competitive.
Hey, it would have. It would have. My thing though, Key, what was that
Hey,
nigga even doing? Like, let's be real. Like, let's just talk from a basketball and analytical perspective. Niggas love talking analytics these days. Like, Kai Cenat, you got him on the block. I know he wide open, but what's he? Let's be real. What he doing with the rock down there?
I'm not giving it to him, bro.
I don't know, man. He working with Chris Brickley and he was the shooter.
Both.
He
I
been
think
working
it's
with
been
him.
it's been both of them. I think he been working with both of them, but he's
He
still.
working with Hezzy Pull. Fuck it. Face him, Hezzy Pull. Fuck it.
Nah, he still got a ways to go before we consider him a hooper,
This is
bro.
what
Yeah.
Kai. This is what Kai did. He paid that boy. Paid that boy for
Bro.
like 2 hours of
Hell
shooting
yeah.
that he could have done himself.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, it's for
Hell
the
yeah.
publicity.
But I
Boy,
like the
trash.
way. See, my thing about this All Star weekend though, I kind of like they changed a couple. Like you can see that the NBA is actively trying to add new things into the game
Yeah,
and into the
I keep
weekend
it
just to
interesting.
make it, yeah, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And the numbers
Yeah.
show because I believe they said that they rose by like 20% viewership or something like that,
Mhm.
like compared to last year. So, I mean, not to mention they had some crazy stars this year in the All Star game, which we'll get to in a second. But it was an All Star weekend to look forward to, and I don't know. I'll just say it's slightly disappointed, Key. If you want to transition us into, just how the rest of the weekend went, Key, like what did you feel was underwhelming, overwhelming? What was you impressed with? Like, talk to me. What was your thoughts about the weekend?
Mm, to be honest, bro, like
Well, now.
all that shit.
Oh,
Bro, we do this every year. It's the same thing with the All Star game. Oh, why is this player not a starter? Why is he sub? This guy he sub. Oh, this All Star game was the worst. They said the same shit last year, bro. The
yeah.
only time it was that first year when Kobe passed away, rest in peace. And it was very competitive, and it came down to the 80 free throws. But the All Star game, the Pro Bowl, like they're the same thing. Like these guys, they hoop their ass off all season, and they get to this point and they chilling. You see like Luca and Jokic, they playing the ball, they passing around, they joking around and stuff. LeBron had like four.
Damn.
Oh, that's another one.
LeBron had like four dunks, and then he said, I'm done. Y'all have the rest of the night. Like,
Yeah.
them boys, they chilling out there. Anthony Edwards, he was one of the left hands. I was gonna put under on his points, but he ain't real. He ain't real. He ain't about it. I didn't see too much of the game. I don't know if he really was out there chucking them, but
Yeah,
the
you would
All
have
Star,
smacked her.
the All Star game was that. Uh, the celebrity game was cool. Like you were saying earlier, the 3-point contest was the most exciting one. I feel
Yeah.
like the 3-point contest was cool, and then the Sabrina versus Curry was cool. We could talk about that a little later with the way Kenny Smith was talking crazy.
He was talking
But I was
crazy.
just
We gotta talk about his comment earlier in a
that,
second.
no, those were crazy talks. I was talking with them boys about it too a little bit too, because it was me, Sean, and G and Jason in the party, and
Mm-hmm.
it was like, oh, like they could probably do this every year, and I'm like, most likely not. Maybe Caitlin Clark, maybe, but like we all know Sabrina, like she's like probably the best WNBA shooter of all time, and say like Curry is the best NBA shooter of all time, and she's been practicing for months and stuff. And I heard that she was even using regular ball. She using her ball.
Yeah, we
Oh,
was
in the
So
watching.
game? I mean, in
yeah,
the competition. Oh, I
Yeah, they
thought
was
I
using
thought it.
her.
I thought it said she was from the
I-
shoot with the
Yeah,
with the men's ball.
that's what I thought too. But she using regular
Nah.
ball, her ball. So I'm like, like maybe I said maybe Caitlin Clark could probably do something like that. I'll be kind of fired. Maybe Caitlin and Trey Young later, but Trey Young not even doing that in the 3-point. Yeah, I
Let's
saw the eye
put
roll
Trae Young
down.
in that.
Yeah, I saw yeah, Trey Young.
Trae Young trash.
Yeah,
So
I feel like
consistent.
right. I feel like from the perspective of maintaining the viewership that NBA, because like we just mentioned, the NBA reached a high, or at least improved from last year as far as the viewership is concerned. If we're looking at it from a business perspective, I feel like they need to find something that can
right.
just give that All Star game the allure that it used to have back in the day. And it'd be the little things. Like y'all remember the throwback, like the 2000s All Star games, like the little things where everybody was wearing their own jersey,
But
niggas was coming out hooping. You had the stars participating in the actual events throughout the weekend. You see what I
playing
mean?
defense,
Playing defense.
Right.
Like it was a
like
lot more
it was
competitive back in the
competing,
day.
bro.
Yeah, it's a lot more
Yeah.
competitive back in the day, and things are kind of like just kind of took a turn for the worse. I mean, it depends on what you want to see. I mean, some people like that high pace, just scoring. But even the scoring itself, it was just literal. It literally like they was going through the motions. Like come down, chug a three, lay up, nobody playing defense. The dunks weren't even crazy. You see what I mean? Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, like the usually the notion is like, okay, they BS in the beginning of the game. They play like a little soft. Like you just said, like sometimes you might see like a little mini dunk contest in the middle of All Star, and then like towards the end of the game, they try to make it competitive a
They
little bit.
tighten
But the
up,
one
yeah.
thing, yeah. But like this one, like the East just started firing, bro. Like Tyrese Halliburton hit what 6 threes in a row, some
They
nuggets
was
like
they
that.
was frying from the beginning though,
What?
because
He
Tyrese came out
yeah
and scored like the first 15 points from
yeah.
threes.
I
His
saw
broke ass jumper. He was knocking them bitches. He was knocking them hoes down like
Yo.
I saw a tweet and it showed the NBA West versus the NBA East, and it was saying someone predicted the West gonna lose by 30. They're going against the tryhards of the NBA. So
It's true though.
low
I ain't
I
gonna
key.
lie,
don't
bro.
know how they did that,
Cause
but go ahead, Sean.
oh no, my bad. My bad. No,
Please.
I had seen a picture on Twitter, and it was like, oh, the aura, like the aura of the West just looks better than the East. I was
Yeah.
like, it's true, but like they were talking about, oh, they got Curry, LeBron, and KD on this. I'm like, that don't mean nothing. That makes it worse for them. That means they're gonna lose. Cause first of all, we saw Braun sat out. Like he played for a little bit. All right, I'm done.
Cooling. Yeah.
Curry passive. He not even trying to shoot for real, all right. And then Jokic, all them boys. So it's like, bruh, like they had Scotty. You know, Scotty Barnes a tryhard. We all know that. Trey
Mm-hmm.
Young. Look at Trey Young. Somebody I seen on Twitter they had put a picture of Trey Young and KD when there was Trey Young was like a jit, and then was Trey Young over here putting it through his legs. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh wow,
Yeah.
bro. Like, yeah, it was bad. Bro. I
To
already
that
know what time it was.
to that point, let's talk about how like okay, the game was the game, but I just seen like the photo shoot for the West team, bro. Folks was talking about that might be the most stacked All Star team we've ever seen. If you just take each player at their peak, like
Yeah,
it's Hall of Famers across the board. I mean, Shea and fucking Ant might
Anthony.
be a little too early to talk about. Cat was somebody that's like you don't know about him, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
bro,
yeah,
everybody
50.
else, like Luca's still young, but Luca has been doing what Luca has been doing. He's a Hall of Famer. Like let's just call it
Yeah,
what it's
Future Hall
gonna
of
be.
Famer.
You see what I mean? So and then everybody else was just stars. I mean, hold on, and that makes me want to ask one question because now that I think about it, I'm thinking about some of the players that was on the roster. How? Let me ask Smack. D Book, he a Hall of Famer?
Nah. Well, I mean, granted, I ain't
Mm.
gonna lie to you. Everybody damn near gets into the basketball Hall of Fame. If you solid, you damn near about to get in that bit.
Low key.
So, I mean, to me, like he's not like the true essence of a Hall of Famer yet, because I feel like he just hasn't achieved enough, like individually wise. Because rings is cool and all, like for me, but like again, rings is like more of a team thing. Like if you got a great team and shit goes right for you, obviously you're more probably gonna win. But like individually wise, when it comes to like All NBA, All Stars, and other like other individual accolades, like he hasn't done enough yet for me to be like considered an All Star at least for me. But he'll probably get in there, probably.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I feel like see D Book is one of those players for me that kind of go under the radar, like because I mean I be sleeping on him just because, and I'm not even I'm a fan of D Book, but I can't be I would be ignorant in saying that he hasn't had his shortcomings. And Phoenix Suns as a whole, like they've been together. They made it to the finals one year when they had Chris Paul and things of that nature. Um, they got KD now. They've had KD for the last 2 years. So it's like
Yep.
ah, at what
Now they
point
got Brad Bill.
they got Bradley Beal now too. So it's like at what point in time do we start looking at that team and it's like, okay, now y'all got Hall of Famers on y'all team. It's about that time to start, turning something into fruition. And that's gonna be a big storyline, I feel like, if they underperform this year. Like, what are we even worried about the Suns like that, the way we used to be? You see what I mean? Like Key, you're a fan of a Western Conference team. And your Western Conference team is not even like a team that is head and shoulders above everybody else. It's a team that's in the hunt like a lot of these other Western Conference teams are. Do you, as a Lakers fan, fear the Phoenix Suns?
No,
Mm,
Straight
they
up.
don't have a bench. I mean, I just see them like that Brooklyn Nets team, like I said before when that trade happened. Like, they might play really good. They're gonna be competitive, and they're gonna have a high fire, high power offensive team.
mm,
But as the series play out, and you don't have a bench, KD's playing like 48 minutes. Booker plays 40 something minutes, and Bill, and at the end of the day, the ball got to stop at some person. Not everybody can touch it all at once. So I just don't see them being the best team. I mean, as a Lakers fan, it's like the Lakers are playing really good right now. They're playing better. So like I can't say too much about Lakers being the best team, but like even if like they beat us, I don't see them making any other
Right.
shaking. They ain't see them shaking the damn covers in any other game at all.
Right, right. Okay,
But
okay. I hear you. I hear you. And I feel like that's a consensus with a lot of just NBA fans from the perspective of the Phoenix Suns because it's unfortunate to say, but we've seen them underperform. And I know they had to go up against like who they lost to last year, the Nuggets.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, like the Nuggets was on one last year, and rightfully so. They won the NBA championship. Like you can't take nothing away
Exactly.
from their run, and I mean the player that Jokic has become throughout his career. But I mean, it's not like they were slouches on the other side of the ball. Like you have D Book, who we're discussing, his possibility of making it to the Hall, and then you have a player that has been one of the faces of the league damn near since he got into it, and Kevin Durant. You know,
right,
and it's like, okay, yeah, they got Jokic. Yeah, Jokic at the top of his game right now, but KD is still KD. Like, let's not get it twisted. KD is not KD from the past, like Slim Reaper KD, but
right.
hmm
he's still KD. Like, I always go back to his interview. I'm Kevin Durant. Y'all know who
Yeah,
I
I'm
am.
Kevin Durant.
Y'all know who I am. Right. Y'all
Fire,
I know who I am.
yeah.
fire.
Y'all know who I am. Like it's real though. It's real because he's been that, and he's been that
Yeah,
for an extended period of time. Like you really think about it, they made the finals with OKC against Braun and Wade and them boys. That was back in 2012. It's
That was a great
2024.
series.
Yeah, it was a great series at that. It was a great series. I know there was a bit before their primes, but that was 2012, and we're talking about KD and LeBron. That was the conversation. KD, Braun, Kobe, whoever else, D Wade, whoever else want to throw in the conversation.
I'm looking at
We are
boys. Yeah,
12 years later, and we still looking at KD as KD. You see what I mean?
right.
So at some point in time, it's gonna come time for the rubber to meet the road for Phoenix because like they gotta do something. They gotta do something. They gotta make some noise.
I want to say one thing. I just feel like Devin Booker is just. I'm not trying to get excuses for him, but he's just in a tough situation because I think he's a Hall of Fame player, and he dropped 70, which is still one of the best to do it, like in NBA history,
Mm.
and he lost, but he was on a really butt team, and they bashed him for it, and then like he's doing good now, but his team is not that good, but he didn't make these trades happen. It just happened. Like even like when Chris Paul and them boys got there, like they was like, all right, let's just go to Phoenix, and like he ended up being surrounded around a really good team.
Right.
And it's like anything he does. Like if on a losing team, they bash him. If he's on a winning team, they bash him. And I mean, he kind of got it coming because he got a little cocky. That's like pissed me off about Devin Booker. But I used to always like respect Devin Booker because like his story, it's not entirely like Curry's, but it was similar in a way because I felt like he was on a trash team. He was always good, and like you didn't know if he was gonna hit that next level, and he finally did. But it's just that Curry had the perfect story. Like, okay, they drafted Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, the team that works
Yep.
around him. While
Yeah.
Booker was just like, okay, we're just gonna throw all these stars at you, and then yeah, you do good, you make it to the finals, but we're just gonna keep throwing stars. And it's like it doesn't mesh as the same as Curry and them boys. You know what I'm
Yeah, I feel that.
Mhm.
Also, I'm gonna use this real quick to swing it to Sean, who has a bit more knowledge. I feel like from a college basketball perspective, but let's talk about D Book from the perspective. Like, let's be honest, D Book is one of those players that you knew were talented coming out of college, but because of his like you're talking about now with his situation in the NBA, his situation in college had you
saying?
thinking, okay, he's gonna be a decent to a solid role player. The same way he was
Yeah.
in college is how he's gonna perform in the NBA. Because we remember like he was on that stacked Kentucky team, bro.
That Kentucky team.
Boy, what? He was coming off the
Who they
bench on
had?
that team.
Exactly. That's what I'm like. Wait, dang. Because who they had? I know they had
They had the
Boogie, right?
Harrison twins.
Oh, I said Boogie. They had Harrison
They had the
twins.
Harrison
They
twins. They
had
had
When they're like the Eulis brothers, Tyler.
yeah,
they
Tyler
had Tyler
Eulis.
Eulis on that team. Um,
Um,
they had somebody else too. They had
oh,
they
they had
had
Cat. They had Cat.
yeah, bro. They had stars on that team. and that team was loaded. I remember back then they were talking about that team being one of the best college teams of all time, and unfortunately they lost. Right? They didn't win the dog.
Yeah.
Okafor, Duke, baby.
They did. They did lose to Jalil and them, I think, or I don't know if it was to Jalil, but I
Yeah,
know
Jaleel Okafor.
they beat
And
them,
they have Jamal Murray,
and
No, he
they had
lost to him.
I think they did have Jamal Murray.
right? They should have. I think so. I gotta
Yeah,
look at
they
that
did.
team again.
They did. They did. They
Nah,
did.
Yeah, bro, they had too many stars on that
they
team.
had too
So
many
just look
stars
at it
on
like
their
that.
team, so it's like D Book was only averaging probably like 13. Like he was a cool come off the bench
Not even,
scorer.
honestly.
Probably
Not even 13.
probably not
Probably
even.
like 10. Because
He was mad
college
young.
scoring is different than
Yeah,
NBA scoring, bro.
yeah.
He was mad. Was he like 17, 18 getting into college still? Like,
Around there, yeah, he was young.
Right. So he was young
But
then, which kind of surprised me because he still got picked pretty high. Wasn't he like first round, 13th pick or something like that?
yeah.
I
He
think
was
so.
up there.
Yeah.
He was around. I think he was top 20 for sure. Which I
Hmm.
mean, I guess the talent speaks for itself as far as these players are concerned. But he was one of those players that have outshined their potential, or at least
Mhm.
their draft stock coming into the NBA. So like I said, it's still credit to D Book, but like he said, at some point, and we were talking about this last episode. At some point, a lot of these young guys are getting to that point where it's about that time.
Yeah.
It's about that time.
That's
Like
about that time.
it's about that time because we give everybody that like
We give him
six.
some time, that time
Yeah,
period.
we
You know
give
what I
them to
mean?
like 6 to like 8 or 9 season, like year
Mhm.
6 to like year 8 or 9. Where if you're one of the stars, it's like okay, now you're in your prime. Like what you gonna do with it? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like D Book
Yeah.
is one of those occasions. But let's before we continue to talk about just the league and how things are shaping up in the league, let's talk about the All Star a bit more. 'Cause I feel like there's a bit more we got to touch on. Um, French, let me go to you. Uh, the dunk contest, bro. How did you feel? I don't know if you watched the whole thing because it was one of them
No, I
that
watched the whole thing. I watched the whole
okay, I
thing.
watched the whole thing too, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if niggas was like, all right, it's one of those. Let me ah.
Yeah, I almost did. I definitely almost did. I definitely almost did.
Right. How
But
you feel about it?
one thing, all right, so let me just start here. First of all, Jaylen Brown should have never went that far. Straight up. I'm sorry.
Hundred
This
percent.
man gonna dunk over Kosinat. Kosinat already short. And now he's sitting down.
And my thing is, he was trying to show give an ode to D Brown with the no look dunk,
Like,
but he
yeah,
didn't even do it. He
exactly.
didn't even
He
do
ain't
it
even,
right.
bro. He dunked it and then he went like he dabbed.
He
Like,
dabbed like
bro,
it's 2016. What's going on?
bro. Second, Obi Toppin brother got cheated.
He did.
Bro, you know how hard it is to do a East Bay 360 East Bay, bro?
That dunk
With,
was
and finish it with two hands?
that dunk was crazy.
Bro, when I seen his score, I think he got like a 47.8, and then Jaylen Brown got like a 48 point, like I think 8 or something like that.
Hmm.
Or like I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
What? Bro, after that, I was ready to just turn it off. I was just
Right.
ready to turn it off. But one thing I could say, Matt McClunk is a dunk contest dunker.
Mac McClunk. Why you call him Clunk?
Matt McClunk, bro, he is a dunk contest dunker. He know how to put on a show for the fans. That's one virtue that he has. Like that's really why he be winning though, because he be bringing out different stuff.
But my
Like
thing is,
everybody, they try and do some weird stuff, but it's like McClunk, bro. He pull out like good dunks. But I'm just saying, it should have been him and Obi Toppin brother in that final, bro. Like it would have been so much better, bro.
this would
Telling
have
you.
Or
been.
Jaime. No, Jaime did his thing. What?
I mean,
What? What you
Jaime
gonna
did
say about
that.
him? What were you gonna
Jaime
say
did that
about
maybe.
Jaime?
the
First of
only
all,
the only thing I don't like about Jaime's performance, he missed a couple times. Let's be honest about it. He missed a couple times, and what I didn't understand, I'm just still trying to wrap my head around it from a creative perspective.
mhm.
What was the point of throwing on the fitted?
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, Jaime, you want to put this hat on backwards? You like,
What did he do? Like I don't know what it added to the dunk. Like all he did was just like I can understand because like he knocked it off, so it fell off. I'm thinking like maybe he was gonna do something with the hat, like maybe like knock it off and catch it back and do something smooth, like put it back on while after the dunk or something. but he literally just threw it on. Like he was just like it's
I
like one of
mean,
them dunks where it's like you got the bouncy dude that never could get the grades to play college ball in the LA Fitness. He about to leave, but he got the hat on backwards. He like let me show y'all something. You feel me? Like let me show y'all
Right.
something real quick. Like I just didn't get the perspective, but I love the jersey though. I love the ode
yeah, definitely, definitely.
to the Latin culture in Miami. I know Smack. Let me let you get in on the dunk contest. So you brought up Jaime and his performance. Before you go though, I just want to say one thing to Sean's point. They hold Jaime. They hold him, and it's not even just holding him from the perspective of him doing a crazy dunk and him not getting the scores he deserved. Because I mean, his dunks were straight, but it wasn't like none we ever seen before.
Right.
But the fact it was one dunk in particular, I think it might have been the Shaq one that I felt like because he windmilled over Shaq. I know he pulled. I know he got assistance on the shoulder or whatever, but he windmilled over Shaq. How the fuck does Jalen Brown's Kai Cenat dunk get a better score than that?
He missed the first one.
Like
Go
how,
ahead, man.
bro?
Like,
Yeah, but it just don't make no sense. I was talking about it with a few friends here on campus, and they were saying like it might have been that biased treatment, like like because he's known, he's an all-star,
Mhm.
all NBA, so they just gave him the nod. It was like, yeah, Jalen Brown, oh yeah, I know him. Let me give him a good score.
Right.
And then the other guys be unknown for the most part. So some people were saying like for some of his dunks, it was more like just house name. So we just gonna give him a good score because we like Jalen Brown or like we know him. So I don't know these other guys.
That's
And
true.
like his dunks, I mean, yeah, it was straight. I like the 360 windmill for Terrence Clark. That was great. Great
Yeah.
tribute for him. The
But he
Castanet
had
dunk, the early nights.
Yeah, like he had some dunks that I feel like kind of underwhelmed. Like you said, the Kai Cenat dunk. He tried so Dominique was one of the
judges.
judges.
Mhm.
Bro, he tried to do the Dominique back scratcher windmill, and he literally went like this. He's rolling up. He literally
He
just
said,
basically put it right here, and then did like a
and then
half
remember,
windmill. And I'm like, bro. And they
Bro,
gave him a high ass score for that. I'm like, bro, Dominique,
that's why.
he essentially disrespected your dunk because you came out that big. He, he, he
Yeah.
did some. Yeah, like, bro, that's a crazy dunk to do, especially at the time in which Dominique did it. You feel me? When the creativity wasn't
Yeah.
to that level, it's like Dominique, you still gonna give him a score like that when we're further along in the times. Um, Guys should be more creative than they were back in the day. And he's
Mhm.
trying to show love to your dunk, and he doesn't even do it. And he gets a higher score. I just don't get. I don't get it. He got a higher score than the top end dunk.
Dial. You know what happened, buddy?
Yeah,
You're not doing that 48.9, bro.
they was in his ear talking about yeah. He the biggest name in the contest. Give him the 48.
Got you.
Give him the
You're right.
48.
You're right.
I
Yeah.
know. I know. I know.
Oh.
That's
Oh
exactly
yeah.
it, bro.
Prospects
Also,
at Underdog, they said they agents and they was like, man, ain't nobody got Jalen Brown over, so I said
Yeah,
that boy.
Vegas. That's
but
a Vegas moment. That's a Vegas moment.
true. Look, I wanted to add something.
Mm.
I ain't gonna lie. The dunk contest, like, I feel like if they want it to be judged correctly, bro, they have to put the judges as new age people, bro. They can't be putting these old timers as the judges. Like, first of all, I seen one of the judges. I don't even remember his name.
Yeah.
Never seen that man
I
a day in
know
my
exactly
life.
who you talking about,
I'm
bro.
like, bro, who is? I'm like, who is this? Like, bro, who is this nigga, bro? Like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm thrown. I'm like, bro, what happened to when D Wade was judging, or like, you could put Dr. J in there. He was a dunker. Like, you got to get people that actually dunk the ball, that do stuff. I
That's
understand some of those guys, they were good, but like, bro, you got to put like new age people, or like if they don't want to like implement, like, you see, y'all, I know y'all heard about like people talking about like, oh, they should bring like professional dunkers in and stuff
yes.
like that. That would be a great idea.
It
Excellent.
was
Like Terrence, like, what's some of them
Jordan
dunkers names?
Killian.
Like,
A bunch of
yeah,
them.
Jordan Killian,
Yeah.
Chris
bro. They should
Haynes.
just throw it up, bro. Just pay them boys, and then it would be such a better show. Like, a lot of people actually like tune into that for real.
And it would increase exposure for the game of basketball because we got to remember, like, basketball is becoming a very global. It's becoming a global sport.
Literally.
Like, let's be real, it is, and
Uh,
it's touched a good amount of corners of the world. But
mhm.
if you ask any person with basic sport knowledge, everybody and their mama would say, "What's the most popular sport in the world?" It's football. It's soccer. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
everybody knows that because it's something that is global. Like, us in the United
Mhm.
States, we might not see it as popular as, or we might not think it's as popular as it is. But
Yeah.
bro, we talking about a sport that literally has. Just think about it like this. I'm gonna keep it so simple. Today, the news basically broke out that Kylian, for my soccer fans, right? The news that Kylian Mbappe is essentially signing with Real Madrid, right? And he's signing a
Yeah.
5-year deal, et cetera, which is crazy in a sense because Real Madrid, bro, y'all are unfair at
Yeah,
this point. Y'all just
we already
stacking up.
stacked. It's like
Y'all are already
Gideon,
stacked, and now you're
Vinicius,
bringing the best player in the world.
Bellingham.
I don't get
Like,
it.
bro,
I don't get it. I don't
So
get
so
it.
But
do you
Jude
go
went
do
to
you
the
like
Smash, didn't
in
he?
NBA terms, is that
uh,
KD going to the Warriors?
See, but it's bigger than that,
Bigger
Smack.
than that.
And let me tell you why. Because think about it like this: on soccer and NBA, think about it like this. You just said, let's say Braun or somebody going to the KD going to the Warriors, right? Like you just mentioned.
Hmm.
Regardless of how we feel about that trade or the magnitude of that trade, which was it was a monumental, not trade, but whatever. It was monumental at the time in which it took place, right? You still got to realize it's still within one league. It's a domestic thing. It's within one country. Soccer transfers are from league to league. That's like you taking somebody from the Spanish. That's like you taking Luca when he was in the Spanish league and trading him to the fucking Sacramento Kings, or trading him to the fucking Warriors, or trading him to the Lakers. Basketball doesn't have that global transfer network that soccer has. We're talking about a nigga that
true.
was playing in France. He just signed with
Right.
a team in Spain.
La
And
Liga.
La
Probably.
Liga, right? It's a whole nother
Yeah.
league, and it's something that is, bro. The whole world is buzzing about it because it is a global sport. You see what I mean? So to French's point about bringing in professional dunkers, which I've heard before as well, and I've heard from the perspective of, okay, if the best guys in the league, the dunkers that everybody wants to see, the John Morants, the Bronze, the Ants, if those guys don't want to compete in the game, make it simple. Have them endorse a professional dunker, like you guys have said. Have them endorse a professional dunker. Say, or a couple, whatever you want to do. Say, this is Team Jaw. This is Team Braun. This is da 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 da.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
then now you're not only spreading exposure for the sport because you're having, now you can put it like a year in advance. Yo, we're having a dunk contest. We're bringing in professional dunkers. Show us what you got. You're gonna have people from all over the world that have been blessed with crazy bunnies trying to put on a show for and make it to this NBA scene. Then you
You
bring
say what's
them,
the world?
right. You bring them in, and you can offer them a cash prize or whatever the case may be, and
That's
you
what I'm
have a
saying.
much more entertaining product because of the caliber in which these folks will be dunking. You feel me? Because
Exactly.
Key, I know
Mhm.
you've seen some of these dunk montages on IG. Some of these dunks are things I ain't never even seen in NBA Jam. You see what I mean?
What?
like, like they going stupid. I'm talking about a video game right now. These people doing it
Yo.
in person.
Go behind the back. Catch.
Like,
Ugh.
it really is
Like, bro.
it's insane to think about. So you're making it more entertaining for the fans. And then people will say, the fans don't know these people, which is why the endorsement comes into place.
I'm
You don't
out
have
there
to know the
putting
name
their
of
name
Jordan.
out there.
You don't have to know Jordan Kilganon's name. You just have to know that he is a dunker on Team Braun. Now you watch him. You see what
Exactly.
I mean?
Come
I,
on, man.
I would think like I I probably on the dark side of this. Niggas might beat my ass, but I I'm not gonna say to the full extent I agree with him, but I partially agree with Stephen A. Smith about what he said about LeBron.
Good transition because I wanted to bring that topic up and I got a lot to say, but let me hear what you got to say.
Like I like if like I hear all of it, Cause every time he talking, sometimes be like, "What the hell?" Stop
Yeah,
it.
first off, tell the people what he said. Make sure the people know what's going on.
Oh,
Yeah,
he basically went out there and was like, "Oh, the way the dunk contest way it is because it's LeBron James' fault." Da, 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 da. And he said that it's LeBron's fault and that LeBron should have participated and things would be different. I didn't hear all of it. I hope he's not talking right now because of course right now LeBron's like 40 years old. Hell no. But
yeah,
I think that like if when LeBron was younger, he should definitely took place in it because
I
I
agree.
feel like if he would have did something like that, then we would have seen Zion and John Morant and them boys coming in there. Then we'd have, and it's because the same thing came from Jordan and boys. Like Kobe was in dunk contest. I don't know if you know that, and he was in there because he was influenced by Jordan. But like, I mean, I don't know the truth of that this topic because people were saying like the dunk contest. It's not like the All Star game. It's kind of similar to like a finals, kind of like it's just all on you and whatever
Mm.
you put out there, and you are what's the word again? Damn. When everything's on you and you're like kind of like
Yeah, it's your sole product. It's just you out there
yeah,
on the
and
floor,
and
right?
and, and, and then LeBron at his stature and him being there, people were saying like, oh, he didn't want to be a part of that because he was if he didn't come up to that hype, it would have been terrible and it would look good. And I'm not like, but I'm not gonna butt him. I'm not saying entirely is this his fault. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I feel like if he would have definitely played maybe in one dunk contest, maybe two, it
Mm,
would have definitely. I think influenced it to be a little bit better. But I'm not blaming this whole situation on him at all. Like he is, he muttered it. He
yeah,
did too much.
I agree.
But I feel like I feel like LeBron could probably helped out.
I definitely agree with that. I ain't gonna lie, cause bro, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, just like how LeBron, I said LeBron, just how Dad was saying, um, yeah, bro, he's got to use like, or keep on saying he's got to use like his voice or like his, bro, like it's Braun.
Yeah,
Like you, if he was in it, I ain't gonna lie, because I was saying that like, sure, I was saying that a couple years back. If he was in the dunk contest, like at least like two or three of them, bro, Jaw would have been in it for real. Because Jaw was talking about, oh, I want 100,000 or something like that, or I'm not playing in it.
He
Like,
said
come on, bro.
he said a millie.
Oh, he said a milli. Oh,
I
look,
think
he
he said
muttered
a,
it.
I think he said a
Like,
millie.
right,
bro,
right.
like it,
That's
if
OD.
like, I'm saying, because that would have paved the way for a lot of players to actually been like, oh, because then it would have actually made it more like competitive and stuff like that. Because then it would be like, oh, no, 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 this is like to win the dunk contest. That's like a big thing.
Yeah,
But nowadays, that's why they don't even play in the All Star game because they're not getting anything from it. You feel me? But I feel like the players, they gotta really like. At the same time, bro, the fan who shows up to y'all games, like the fans really show up to y'all games. Give them a show, bro.
yeah.
Y'all already get all this money. Give them a show.
And
You
it's
feel me?
because of
Like
the
play
fans.
something,
It's because
be
of the fans that
competitive.
you get a lot of this money. The fans is what's
That's what I'm
paying.
saying. They're the
Yeah,
one that's paying y'all. Like, come on.
Hey,
So
it could get real scary because a lot of us don't even be watching them shits on the ESPN. We watch that shit on Stream East. So
exactly. Look at
when we
that.
find,
hey, don't get our channel. Don't get our
Yeah,
channel.
trust me.
He finna get us.
True,
He
bro.
finna get.
we watch it on the West, and it don't be shocked in the future. Things start changing. Money's not
Hmm.
making as much because people not going to the games no more. You go to the game and your favorite player not playing. These dudes complain about playing 65 games in the NBA. They crying
That's
about it, and I feel like the injury thing. Understand like the Joel Embiid injury thing. Cool, I understand that, but there's some comments that get leaked out and they be muddying it.
all
Like
right.
they
They
be
do.
muddying it. They be like, bro, it should be dropped down to 55 games to 60. It's 80 some games in a season, man. My nephew, my nephew saved money since he was 5 years to watch you play ball.
Nah, facts.
That's the most heartbreaking part about it because you got to think about it from the perspective of the fan. And I know, I mean, at the end of the day, these NBA players are human. But at the end of
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
day, from the same perspective, is you can't really view it. Sometimes you can't. You got to disconnect the human aspect of it. And I'm not saying that the average person is on the same level of an NBA player, which they're because they're obviously not. But they are on the same level from the perspective of it is their job. Like it is
yeah,
what they're entitled to do, like from a
Get millions
professional
for it.
standpoint. Like
Which
the
is
same way you can't
contracted and paid.
you can't go in and tell your boss that I'm here today, but I'm load
I ain't
managing
doing that
today.
shit.
Yeah, I'm load managing today. Today's my load
Hey.
management day. You see what I mean? I'm just chilling.
Mm-hmm.
And I deserve this. I'm entitled to this. You see what I mean? Like if you view it from that perspective, it
Nah,
sounds
you should
ridiculous.
try that at work one time.
Shit, me, my boss was what? My people start throwing
Hey.
fit in that motherfucker. Come on, man. But it's real though. It's real though, because it's like, bro, like if you view it from that perspective, yes, it's a job now, and it's like I understand it's a lot more physically demanding than other jobs, but you got people that work in construction. You got people that die at their jobs. You see what I mean? Literally, that put their life. You got people that working in the armed forces. You got people that are putting their
Gee.
life on the line for their job. They cannot pick and choose the days in which they go out and produce their
Mm-hmm.
their work. And to Key's
Yeah.
point, his nephew saving up, bro. You have some fans that have been dreaming of seeing certain players for
Mhm.
years. Have been saving up because everybody know ticket prices, bro. I'm going to Cali in T minus like 3 days, 3 or 4 days, bro. I was trying to catch a
Damn.
Lakers game. The cheapest tickets at 147. I said,
And that's the
God,
nosebleeds.
and it's
That's
the
the
no, and it's the
nosebleeds.
nosebleeds. Like I know, I mean, I know when you at some point, when you get a consistent flow of money, $147 is not the craziest amount of money, but you got to think about it from the perspective of not everybody has that money to shell out on a
Exactly.
ticket like that. Just like you feel me, and there's like, okay, not only am I gonna, the cheapest ticket is 147, but my favorite player of all time is LeBron James. I
Oh,
want
bro.
to catch LeBron James one time before he rides off into the sunset. I'll pay 400 for a decent seat because
Mhm.
I'm going to go watch my favorite player ever. I can live the rest of my life saying I've seen LeBron play with my own two eyes one time, and he
Facts.
Mhm.
says he's not playing that game right before the
Yeah.
game out of nowhere. That's the thing that irritates a lot of the fans and the people that are supportive of the NBA and the game itself. You see what I mean? So
Gee. And
it's
like also that's why I like what's his name? Bobby Porter's because he had said I forgot somebody was like talking about it or something like that, but he was like, man, like y'all see how hard Bobby Porter's play. Like I'm not saying he the best, obviously we know that. Like you feel me?
Mhm.
But he be playing hard and he's like, man, I go out there every night because first of all, like how we were saying, bro, not everybody could afford that ticket. You never know who might be in the stands and stuff like that. Like, oh, it might be a kid. This might be like they're like maybe with the Make a Wish Foundation or
I
something like
was
that.
just
You feel
gonna
me? They're
say
on
Make
like
a
life
Wish.
support
I
or
was
something like that.
just gonna say that. Perfect
Yeah,
analogy. Perfect analogy.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like them, they're at the game and it's like, oh dang, my favorite player I wanted to see isn't even playing, and it's like, wow, okay, well maybe next time, and that might not be a next time. You feel me? So it's like,
Exactly.
bro,
hmm
like
Yeah.
these players, bro, y'all getting paid millions, bro. Just play, bro.
That's real.
Just play.
That's real.
Like,
Smack,
come on.
real quick before, because I mean, I'm loving the conversation and it's going beautiful places. Smack, do you have anything to say? Because I do want to comment on the LeBron James and the dunk contest piece. But if Smack, do you have anything to say? If not, I'll take off.
I and Brian my favorite player too, man. I get where Stephen A coming from, and what you guys were saying, like, Brian should have kind of led the example since, obviously at that time or during this time, Brian is like the most popular and still is the most popular and talked about player, most scrutinized guy. And so obviously him being in the dunk contest probably paved the way for a lot of younger guys to, want to actually try and be in it. But it's like we really can't like fault that responsibility on Braun. Like it's really unfair. Like
Yeah.
obviously it's his choice whether he wants to be in it. And plus, like we all know how Braun game style and how he dunks is like Braun is not really no like some in air acrobatics type dunk. He's more like a power dunker.
Mhm.
Like he's not like like Zach Levine in the air doing like behind the backs. Between you feel me, like it's straight caught back tomahawks. You feel me, and then
That's really
windows
hard
off
to
one. So it's like really the dunk contest ain't really like made for him. I mean, he probably like win it because it's Braun, but like it wouldn't be fair like because okay, I'm LeBron and I do like a cool ass or strong ass dunk and they just vote high for me, even though you got guys I don't know who would have been in the dunk contest with him if he would have participated, but like let's say like someone like Dwight Howard like he does a fucking East Bay, or like, oh, let me do Jason Richardson. He does like a East Bay between the legs, and he just gets less points because it's Jason Richardson compared to LeBron. Like, it
Right.
just wouldn't be fair because of name brand. So I really,
Sure.
I really don't fault Braun for not being in it because the way Braun dunks it, like we think about it like contest wise, like he's just not really like really a Showtime like that dunker. He's more like in game,
Right,
so I don't really
right,
follow.
right. Okay, one thing I want to say about this take, because it has been, a topic of discussion, and I've seen the clip, right? And I'm gonna be real with y'all boys. I almost threw up in my mouth when I seen that. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Now listen, I
Really?
understand it from the perspective because check me out like this, and I'll call out my favorite players when it comes time for them to be called out because and I know this is, I mean, this has to take place, and I know it's something that is um, it's something that is unavoidable. Because I don't know if you guys saw, but after the All Star game, Braun was out there with the Inside the NBA team. He was out there chopping it up about just his 20th All Star game, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right, and they asked him, which is another topic that we need to discuss. When you, Steph, KD, y'all, when y'all end up taking off them kicks and throwing them up on the damn electrical wires, when y'all done with the game, when y'all good, who's gonna be that next face of the league, right? That's the big discussion right now. Who's gonna be the next face of the league? And they asked Braun the question, and Braun said, "Well, he mentioned guys like Shea, he mentioned guys like Ant, he mentioned guys like that, where it's like." And he said this specifically. He said, I feel like they can carry the torch. They can be that next person to, carry the brand of the NBA, carry the brand of the game of basketball, right?
Right.
Now, from the same perspective, I agree with y'all from that perspective. And that's why I'm saying I can call LeBron out on slight hypocrisy because the same way he's talking about these younger guys carrying the torch for the rest of the game, I know the dunk contest doesn't. It's not the same. It doesn't equate to literally the league and who is going to continue the league for what it is now and grow it even more than Braun and them was able to do. But the same way, like y'all saying, he should have been that next big time superstar to carry the torch of the slam dunk contest. Because, like y'all said, if LeBron James did it at one point, there's no reason for there's no reason for the younger stars to not do it because he continued the trend of you're a star player, cool, and you're an above the rim star player. Let me emphasize that.
Besides that,
Go compete in the dunk contest. Go put your skills in a space that the people want to see. Right? Braun
Right.
didn't do that. But one thing I will say is let's not act like, and this is where I'm going to push back on the argument itself and put a lot of the onus on the NBA itself, the NBA organization itself, from the perspective that, okay, Braun has been in the league since '03. Braun never decided to do the dunk contest. Are we just going to act like after, let's say Kobe, let's use Kobe as being the last superstar that competed in the dunk contest, or face of the league, let's just say face of the league that competed in the dunk contest. Are we going to act like since Kobe and no, in that period of Kobe and no LeBron, there has there hasn't been extremely quality dunk contests that people tuned into. You mentioned Jay Rich. I'm not sure if that was before or after Kobe, but I'm assuming it was after Kobe's. So you had Jay Rich in there. You had Dwight Howard carrying the dunk contest for a couple of years. You had Blake Griffin carrying the dunk contest for a couple of years. And
That's
even
fire.
just recently, we've seen arguably the best dunk contest of all time in Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon.
Levine.
Right.
You see what I mean? So, yes, Braun did not do what he needed to do as far as carrying the torch and continuing the legacy of the star player participating in the dunk contest. But let's not act like the dunk contest wasn't still the dunk contest and it did not, if not improve. Because I'm just talking about a 2016 damn near dunk contest where it was argued. I feel like at this point now, yes, you got your Jordan and Dominique, you got your Vince Carter, you have icon Dr. J, you have iconic dunk contests.
Hey,
But come
Robinson.
on, Nate Robinson, you have iconic
Yeah.
dunk contests. But let's be real, from the quality in which was put out and the way that it was haymaker after haymaker after haymaker after haymaker, that 2016 dunk contest was the best dunk contest of all time. So where did the NBA drop the ball from the perspective of running with that momentum? What happened in the span of what 8 years now? And it's crazy to think about that shit was 8 years ago, bro. That shit feel like yesterday.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
High
God,
school, bro. High school.
that's crazy. Hey,
Yeah, that's
boy, I feel
crazy.
like, hey, I can kind of see where the older folk talking about how time fly, boy, because time flying.
That was
But
high school, bro.
yeah, and bro, side note, Braun, I just heard Braun in that same interview. He said he's been with the Lakers for 6 years already.
Yeah,
Nigga, since
bro.
when?
Same. Yeah.
6 years?
2018.
That nigga been went with the Lakers?
For
20,
6 years?
Oh, I don't
2018.
remember him being in the Lakers for 6 years, bro. But
2018.
that's
Yeah.
crazy how time fly, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Nigga
like,
joined that
bro,
team 3 years ago.
see, you feel me?
See, it felt like three. It felt like three for
It
real.
felt like the other day he just signed with the Lakers, bro. But it's like, bro, like
Like,
real talk though. The NBA has to take some of the blame, just like they want to blame the players for not coming and being competitive in All Star Weekend and All Star Game. Bro, y'all dropped the ball from the perspective of it was at its peak. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And let's be real. This might have been something that turned off a lot of viewers too, because Aaron Gordon was in the process of continuing that peak. Because remember, everybody talks about Aaron Gordon getting cheated, and I know my boy D Wade. I love you, D Wade, but D Wade was a part of this and downvoting him or whatever. I don't know if it was that second time. It was the second time around, or was it the one with Zach
Yeah,
Levine? It was the second time around,
Uh,
this is
right?
like it's
the third time was on
yeah.
Derek Jones.
One of those times where
yeah, three?
Aaron
Yeah.
Gordon, because let's be real, I mean, Aaron Gordon's performances in the dunk contest, he deserves the championship by now. Come on,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate that he had to compete against Zach Levine in that one, who was doing windmills and East Base from the free throw.
No line, like
You
that's
feel me?
crazy.
It ain't much you can compete with that, but
And
he
then
Uh,
deserves one.
Mahomes.
Right, he deserves one. But yes,
mhm.
they cheated Aaron Gordon out of a championship at some point in time, which eventually, bro, the viewers are gonna see this and be like, well, damn, we're tuning into the dunk contest. We're seeing dudes do crazy shit, and y'all treating it like chopped liver. And
Yeah,
y'all giving Jalen Brown over Kai Cenat 48s. How?
sick,
You
bro.
see what I mean? So I feel like the NBA did drop the ball. I can see the perspective. Like I said, I can see the perspective of LeBron continuing that superstar legacy of participating in the dunk contest. But they still had the
Mhm.
momentum to run with, bro. And the dunk contest, from my younger years to and all of our younger years to growing up now, it still was the dunk. Like you still sat down in front of that TV All Star Weekend and turned on the dunk
Yep, it
contest.
was waiting to see who was
Right.
gonna win that
Mhm.
bitch.
Yeah,
Every
and
time.
waited to see what was going on in that dunk contest. So that's how I
Facts.
feel about that tape, man. I mean, yes, he deserves some of the blame for sure, but the NBA cannot be remiss in just throwing it all on him when y'all dropped the ball with the successful platform and the dunk contest in which y'all had at the time. You see what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's my take on that. But that's a great discussion, bro. I feel like we could end off on just diving a bit deeper into the All Star game. We're about 58 minutes in, so this is a great episode so far. But what now that we talked about the dunk contest and we briefly touched on what could change for the better in the dunk contest, do y'all have any thoughts of what can be improved or changed to increase the competitiveness of the All Star game? Because we cannot be seeing 211, bro. And I can understand if it was an exciting 211, but it wasn't an exciting 211. It was 100 million threes. It was blow by layups, and it was blow by dunks.
I
Like,
know a way.
and I know a way
Yeah.
too. But go ahead, French. I know you got something on your head. Let me hear.
Yeah, too.
They gotta
Ah,
pay them boys,
pay them boys. Okay.
bro. They
Yeah.
have to. Like, bro.
I,
Think about it.
sorry,
That's how the
sorry,
world. Now you go. Go ahead, Key.
sorry to say that. This quick, and that's the thing. The last serious one we had was the 2021, and they paid them.
Mm.
That's when they paid them in.
That's the
That was,
only way they're gonna compete for real,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like,
Well, go ahead.
now you good, yeah. Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's what most of the competitions. Like, you see, Jaw talking about I want to get paid. Um, like the guys in the All Star game, bro. Like, that's really the only way that they're really gonna like play. Because they're like, bro, we have nothing to play for. You feel me? It's like. But look at the. First of all, they should have known that they should have done that since they seen the in season tournament. Because think about it, in season tournament, they said, all right, everybody gets a little extra cash. All right, cool, bro. The in season tournament looked like the playoffs,
It did. It did.
bro. Like them boys was going crazy. Like, why do you? So now, like, I feel like next year they should implement like, all right, like I understand you, like they're putting like the donations and stuff like that. Like they should continue that, like the donations to like different foundations. But like, bro, you got to pay these players. Like that's the only reason like that they're really playing for real, like because they got to feed their families and stuff. But that's the only way they're gonna play harder is if you
Yeah.
pay them for real.
Right.
Like,
Right. I agree with that.
you
I agree with that take. I got a bit of a pushback, but if anybody got any
know,
other ideas, y'all know me, bro. I'm always gonna try to keep it spicy
no,
in the
I'm really
chat.
knowing. I'm really knowing.
I had an idea, and I thought about this a couple years ago. I agree they should pay them, but like, and you just took the words in my mouth. Also, instant tournament, it wasn't huge for like players like LeBron and AD in them. It was huge for like players like
Smaller
Cam
team.
Reddish,
hmm
Jalen, the rookie JHS, and like LeBron as
Jalen, what?
well.
Hood?
Jalen Hood Scalafino, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And LeBron them, they wanted to win for them, and I think that like the main argument every year is like, oh, how this player got snubbed, how this player got snubbed, and usually the player that gets snubbed from the All Star like starting lineup is usually a young player, and I feel like they should add these like really young players, like instead of making them the bench players. I know this is kind of crazy. They should make them starters.
Orders.
Yeah, and have
Mm.
the money. Don't nothing crazy, nothing like $1 million. Like maybe pay for like 500, maybe 600, and they should have them start and have players like how LeBron them just did the other night. Have them come in, play 5 6 minutes, have a little show, have a little fun, and then they can still keep it competitive. You know what I'm saying? And then later on, towards the end of the game, they can put out the best lineup, and that best lineup can compete for that 500,000 or whatever.
Mhm.
Because these guys, like, bro, the stat I just seen the other day that I didn't even fucking know. All these All-Star games looking play in, he never shot more than 7 points.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Bron for real?
Yeah,
Luca,
Luca.
Luca?
yeah, never
Dang.
made more than seven
And
points.
we're talking about a
But
player that's averaging 35 right
Having
now.
35,
yeah,
bro. Like, oh my
crazy.
gosh.
And it's like I'm not saying he will go hard, but like if you get probably not Shea, maybe Shea, but you get like even he was BS. That Ant was pissed me off with that left hand shit. But you get like a young star who hasn't really gotten that huge contract yet. You get one of those young stars, they go out there, they play hard, and then you give Luca like 6 minutes to bullshit around, whatever, for the fans. And then at the end of the game, they get out the best lineup to compete for that top big dog money back and
Yeah,
forth, like in the 2020 year when they played when Kobe passed,
that's
back and
true.
forth. Da, 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 da. That would be more interesting. I feel like.
Right.
Nah, but at the same time, but that would correlate to what? The Rising Stars? Like the Rising Stars challenge. But like
Yeah,
if you get the young stars, that's usually what they're at. They're in the Rising Stars.
but Rising Star Challenge is not really like young stars. Like it's
No,
young.
it's really the rookies and stuff. Like it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
young
Rising
players.
Star. But yeah, he's just young. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm talking like players like Shea, like who's like, well, Shea's kind of old, but
But
dude,
nah, but Shea was hooping.
he was hooping. But
Was
I'm
not
talking about
passing.
dudes like 25, 24, like Tyrese Maxey
Yeah,
just got in there, Scotty
yeah, yeah,
Barnes, like when
Right.
Trey Young first got in there, like they want to make an impact too. And these guys
yeah.
have been in for so long. Like how many years we see these older NBA All Star players in the
It's
All
the
Star
same
game,
players like every year now.
and then
Just a couple add-ons.
at the end of the bench they chilling like, yeah, go ahead, young bro.
Just vibe it.
Yeah.
Let them, yeah, let them, or even if they wanted to start them for like 5 minutes cap, and then let the other guys go and just play.
Gee, they can go change and then come
Yeah.
back out and just have fun on the baseline with them
And
boys. Like honestly,
it will be great because the fans have a huge stigma because they stick to their players for so much. They stick to these long term they know for like Curry, KD, and them for so long.
yeah.
If they see these younger players go hard in the All Star game, they could be like,
Mhm.
okay, that's someone that LeBron likes. LeBron just clapped them up on the bench. I like seeing Scotty Barnes or somebody play.
Exactly.
Like Ben Simmons, I like Ben Simmons a lot. And when LeBron was calling the Prince and everything, that was fucking fire. I mean, he
Hmm.
didn't sound the way he was supposed to be, but that was a cool moment to see that.
Right.
Nah, but your format is definitely good. I like your format though.
Right. I like both of y'all formats. Smack, you got anything
Yeah.
to add, or you want me to take off? Because
Um,
I got a bit. I got an idea at least. But go ahead, Smack.
I might have to piggyback of what I seen Whiteside was saying,
Ah,
like making it
you took the words right out of my mouth, boy.
So what's that to them?
because Whiteside he said like, oh, like since the East and West, whoever wins gets home court advantage in the finals. And I was talking about it with a few friends. I was like, yeah, it should be low key like playoff incentive or something similar to that, because obviously that's what all the NBA guys you play for. That's why you miss the games, because so that your body's conserved for the playoffs. That's why you really don't try in the All-Star game, because it's a meaningless game that you don't get no money and no playoff indication. So just like how the in-season tournament was, make it like a little playoff incentive, so you got something to work for later down the year that's gonna help your team out potentially.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And like I said, I was just because you got to think about it. Hold on, my mic just died. Let me switch this.
Yeah.
But hold on, like Smack just said, the main thing, especially for a lot of these star players, the main thing that's gonna get them going the way that they should. Oh, sugar. Hold on. I'm doing this mic thing real quick. Fuck it. I'm gonna just rock out like this. Oh, sugar, you straight, boy? You having a seizure?
I was trying to intermission beats.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I fuck with it. I fuck with it. But nah. So like McKinley just said, I feel like that format is one. Of course, I like both of y'all ideas because, like I said, the money talks, like French said, and like he said, the young guys. This allows the fan base to start latching on to some of the younger guys in the league and becoming fans of these guys instead of waiting for them to get into their absolute primes before these players start taking notice of. I mean, the fans start taking notice of these players, right? Now, the East versus West thing, to me, and from a competitive perspective, I feel like that might be the way to go because all these All Stars. Let's be real. The only team that is not currently, and at the time of this All Star game took place, the only player in the All Star game period that was not in whose team is not in contention for the playoffs currently at this point in time in a position of the playoffs, whether be it the 1 through 8 seed or the play-in, 9 through 10, or I mean 8 through 10, whatever, was Trae Young and his Atlanta Hawks. He's the only player that because people will say, okay, what about those folks that that don't care, like whose teams aren't essentially going to make the finals, which is a fair argument, but I mean these are the All Stars we're talking about. Like these are the best players in the league. They often their game translates to being the best teams in the league, aside from Trae Young this year. So everybody else is in contention for the All-Star game. I mean, for the finals and views. Maybe not literally. We know we have the top dogs and you have people that are in the hunt, but at the end of the day, everybody has in the position right now is in a playoff position and feels as though their team can make a run for the NBA Finals. At least I would hope. So my thing is, would that not bring the competitive nature back into the game? In that, okay, shit, I might help out, like Bam, for instance. I might help out the Celtics, who everybody's saying is going to be the favorite out the East, etc., etc., by going hard in this All Star game and winning it for the East. So we have home court advantage in the finals, and now the Celtics have home court advantage. Let's say if they face off against, they have the best record in the league, but let's say they dip off a little bit second half, and they face off against a team that has a better record, but now they still got home court because of All Star. Bam is gonna feel like, okay, wait a minute. If my team, which he always surprised people and make it to the finals, it's like if my team makes it to the finals, now instead of having to go to Mile High to go deal with Jokic and Murray, who've played years in that climate, in that building, in that elevation, a whole bunch of things that work in towards their home court advantage. Y'all come over to South Beach. You feel me? Like y'all come over to South Beach now. Let's see how the tables turn. Yeah, let's see how the tables turn now. You see what I mean? Because now it's a whole different situation. Because now you have the Heat coming out as an 8 seed or a playing seed, and now yes, they're playing the best team in the West, but because of the All Stars work in the All Star game, they now have home court advantage. Which shit, we probably getting beat last year regardless if we had home court advantage or not. But it just changes the dynamic of the entire finals. You see what I mean? So that's a great point, Smack. And Hassan Whiteside, his big ass talking about he finally retired. It's about damn time, but
I should have been retired. Should have went to Puerto Rico.
Gee, been in Puerto Rico, back on Snapchat.
Thanks.
But yeah, man. I mean, all in all, bro, the All-Star game could use. I mean, All-Star weekend itself could use some work, but I mean, we're hoop heads nonetheless, so it was entertaining to watch.
I got a crazy idea.
Go ahead.
At least they're they're making their improvements and they're adding events like the Sabrina stuff and then changing the skills challenge and then adding the little starry deep balls from with a 3-point card. At least they're making their slight adjustments.
They're trying.
So they're.
What's good, Key? What you got, Key?
Bring those big booty girls back on the court. Everything they do, let them play. Put it 21. All them big booty girls that are playing in that game.
Bring the BBLs.
You want to do big booty game? They playing the booty shorts. We play the 21 at halftime.
Hell yeah.
He gonna be courtside.
What? Bring back the BBLs. You saying bring back the BBLs?
Hey, Key, I'm gonna be right there with you, big dog. You hear me?
Like these.
Like these.
Hey, hell no.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Key.
I bet your ratings go up.
Hey, what? Everybody gonna be tuned in like these. Feet up, food in hand. Okay.
Kids trying to talk to him. Y'all go to bed.
Y'all talking about feet up. Niggas gonna be on the TVs like these, like.
McKinley gonna be right up to the camera, fat ass lips in it. He gonna be up close and personal with that man.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Man. Hey, that's a perfect comedic relief we needed to end this episode off, man. Great talks, MKZ boy. Hey, that's an hour. That's an hour 12. That's an hour 12. We got of straight.
Too shabby.
Straight heat. I love it. So, anybody else got any last remarks before we close out this episode, Biff?
You ain't about to lose the Duke.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Hey man, we gotta get in the lab and research, man. These parlays, man, we need them.
Parlays
Thursday.
Parlays for the NBA.
Thursday, man.
I told y'all Underdog blessed me with my Luka discount, so I'm just waiting for him to give me a quick 35 piece, and I'm counting my money.
Wait for him to be there.
Nah, if he sell me, bring out an 18, I'm finna be tight. But it is.
I'm gonna pull up with a dual A12.
Yeah, I mean, listen. So they gave, bro, for those of y'all, for the gambling side of our audience, Underdog gave a choice of discounts today, right? They had an NHL goalie discount. I don't know shit about NHL, so I wasn't touching that one. They had Luka 24.5. They had Jokic, I think, at 22.5. Which I didn't even. I mean, Jokic be bullshitting. Like we know how he be, bro. So I'm like, I don't even know if I'm feeling that one. The only other one I was competing with, which was the last one, I ain't gonna lie. They had Wemby 18.5. I was like, okay, now that might be easy. That might be easy money. But Luka's playing his son. He's playing Devin Booker. So I expect him to go for 50.
Yeah.
I expect him to go for something crazy. And I expect MKZ to have a post about Luka. Luka has gone off against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns.
Luka has dropped a 75 point. 75 point.
With the clips. With the clips to match. Hey, man, it's been a great one, man. Episode 19 in the books. Always a pleasure, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of MKZ The Podcast, man. We have French in the building. We had Key in the building. We had Smack in the building. 2 times in the building. Love y'all, as always. If it's like we say every episode, If it's one person that tunes in, if it's two people that tune in, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna be dropping these episodes because regardless, the whole point is to help out in any regard we can, help bring some entertainment to y'all lives. I know life can suck sometimes, so we're just trying our best to be a bit of an outlet. And man, this camaraderie I have with the fellas, bro, I wouldn't change it for the world. So it's been a pleasure, but hey, until next time, we still got to drop a NFL recap, bro. What are we doing?
Damn, I forgot about that.
We gotta round off the NFL. What is
We
Key
definitely gotta
doing?
do that.
Is Key Slenderman?
Bro,
Dude, what Key got going on?
he had his at possessed. What your voodoo doll doing, boy? They had your voodoo doll stringed up
For democracy.
Yo.
Oh my god. The hell?
He a tweak. Hey, expect the next episode to be about second half NBA predictions. We're supposed to get to it this episode, but we don't want this one to be too long. So be on the lookout for that. And stay tuned to the Instagram per usual at Miami Killzone on all platforms: Instagram, TikTok. Somebody bullshitting on TikTok, but we finna But yeah. Until then, man. Love y'all, man. MKZ out the building. Gang. Key, you are a fucking fool, boy.
Keep playing that.